Between the years when the oceans drank New Orleans and the rise of the guns of the Patriots, there was an age undreamed of. Hither came Noah, the Spoony one, controller in hand, destined to wear the crown as king of all YouTube upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler and robot, who alone can tell you of his story. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Every generation of gamers has their ultimate fantasy flick, that perfect sword and sorcery movie that defines your childhood and structures your entire paradigm of how role-playing should be done. It's that one movie you can pop in at any time and watch it and just feel better about yourself. You can play it during gaming and get you fired up. Now the youngsters today have the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or God help you, Aragon, but the old schoolers will tell you it doesn't get any better than Hawk the Slayer. And it's really hard to argue that point when you see Jack Palance's Oscar-worthy performance.
I tried. Drago! You should never have been allowed to dig yourself out of the earth!
Me? Well, I was born a little too young to fully appreciate movies like, say, Krull, so I kind of fell in between generational gaps.
You are great.
Yeah, I know, I'm still in therapy, but while researching gamer movies for my previous journalistic job, I stumbled upon what is the greatest forgotten masterpiece of fantasy movies of all time. And it's called Yor, Hunter of the Future, a movie you can only get on VHS. You can get Manos the Hands of Fate on DVD, and you can't get this?
See how it glows, brother. Soon you will feel its touch. And together, we shall seek out the hiding place of the gold.
Leave him, Stoneface.
Yor did to movies what Bill Brasky did to booze. It is both everything and nothing that movies have ever been. It rips off so many cinematic cliches that it actually passes infinity, curves back around, and then comes back to become something wholly original again. It is, in a word, transcendent.
Let's begin with our hero, Yor. You know he's badass because he struts around the wasteland to a pumpin' Flash Gordon rock anthem with lyrics that tell us that Yor, well, he's the man.
Oswald, he's the man. Oswald, he's the man.
In those exact words. He's like the caveman Shaft. Now, I've done my best to translate the lyrics, so bear with me.
Lost in the world of past.
You stupid and smells of ass.
The echo of ancient blast. Oswald. There is no future in man of mystery.
James Bond.
No trace to lead the way.
What does that even mean?
His search for a yesterday. Oswald. Mystic illusions hiding its name, its destiny. Oswald.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to dwell on this, but this song just mesmerizes me. The lyrics make no fucking sense at all. It's kind of like Berserker. He never sees the sun?
Oswald.
He's one bad motherfucker.
He's gonna make all the white beats look tame tonight. It is fine. Oswald is the man. Oswald is
just look like a supreme badass with his bronzed, oily pecs, his flowing hair helmet, and his vacuous, retarded grin? You damn right. You know who this guy is? It's Reb Brown. Yes, the Reb Brown.
Huh? Captain America? Oh, come on. He's only the star of the greatest sci-fi epic ever made.
Roll fizzle beef.
Let the train wreck begin.
Anyway, he may run like a girl, but trust me, Yor is a fucking death machine, and you'll see why in a second. Suffice to say, you don't mess with him, because he'll scissor kick a bitch if he has to. Okay, the story here is that Yor finds an old caveman and his stepdaughter being attacked by a papier-mâché triceratops, so he blasts its fucking head open with a stone axe. Oh, this is where the Power Rangers get all their strength from? I don't think so. Get him, Yor! Ooh! Here, let me ask you a question. But I wanted to tell you, an asteroid... Martina Navratilova is Yor. I get solo XPs! It's... Yay! It's a good thing Yor was around to save us from the giant herbivore! Everyone's rather stunned to see that the dinosaur is not, in fact, stuffed with candy, but Yor does not believe in wasting good food.
Drink it.
She spits. That is such a turn-off.
The blood of your enemy makes you stronger. Drink.
I'd rather stay weak. Who are you? Where do you come from?
I'm Yor, the hunter. I come from the high mountain.
I am Pag. Her father was my king.
Help me cut the choice meats.
There's something about that line that just makes me crack up. Of course, the young lady Kala falls in love as soon as she lays eyes on that beefy slab of blonde manliness and busts out her most seductive cavewoman dance moves at the celebratory feast. I just like how Yor tries to play it cool. Girl.
I like puppies.
What kind of barbarian has this dopey expression frozen on his face all the time? It's the same kind of vacuous grin as the retarded kids who sold pickles at my school during recess. Come on, man, you're a warrior from the future. Scowl or something.
Kill him.
Now, since every fantasy movie has to start with some village being torched, a group of purple cavemen attack. You heard me. Purple cavemen. What? What? Even with Yor kicking all sorts of purple ass, he kinda sorta burns the village down by accident. And the cavemen carry off all the village's women and children to make lots of half-purple babies. Yor tries to chase him, but he gets overwhelmed and thrown off a cliff, which doesn't injure him at all. I'm dead serious. He drops over 100 feet onto jagged rocks, and all it does is mildly irritate him because he has to climb all the way back up. Anyway, he teams up with the big sweaty old guy, and together they find the lair of the purple people, who are busy trying to figure out who gets the first pick of the women.
You. Now we fight. And the prize will be this woman here.
As they plan their strategy, Yor and Pack are forced to hide from some flying cardboard bat creature.
The beast of the night. Stay low.
Oh my god, it's a beast of the night, we're doomed! Not even Yor can stop— oh, that was easy. I love how Yor just takes this half-hearted bow shot at the thing and kills it instantly, like, eh. But how is Yor going to overcome these impossible odds and defeat all of the purple cavemen to save Kala? He can't just charge the cave entrance, can he? There's way too many of them. Oh, believe me, Yor finds a way. Warning, what follows is the most awesome thing ever recorded on film. Your head may explode. Oh man, that is the greatest scene ever! We have to see that again. Let me try to describe the spectacle that you have just witnessed. Yor shoots a giant bat out of the sky with a bow, which kills it in one hit, and freezing its corpse in instant rigor mortis. He then picks up the stiffened carcass, hefts it over his head, and then uses it to hang glide into the cave to deliver a flying missile dropkick to a purple caveman. And all the while, this sight is so glorious, so metal, so packed full of sheer manly balls that his theme music kicks in and starts trumpeting once again how Yor is the man. Okay, so after that, Yor grabs Kala and kicks the shit out of some cavemen before breaking a dam they've built inside the cave, which floods the cave and kills everyone inside. Hooray! Now that's using the old bean, Yor. Hey, wait a minute. You just drowned every man, woman, and child in the cave, and I'm not just talking about the innocent purple people. I'm talking about the women and children from the village who were just abducted and locked away in cells. And he just murdered everyone. No, he just committed double genocide. That's 2 whole civilizations he just drowned. So what, he doesn't care about anyone else but his girlfriend? What an asshole.
We will need a lot more hemp before we're through.
I should also mention that Yor's origins are shrouded in mystery, and the only clue to his identity is a golden medallion found around his neck. Pack and Kala decide to follow him around and help him to find answers because, why not? Yor just killed everyone they know and burned their village down. So they travel to a distant desert valley inhabited by sand people who wield flaming sticks as weapons. They capture Yor and take him to their leader, a foxy blonde woman who also happens to wear a golden medallion. The sand people worship her as a goddess because she was found near a huge block of ice in the middle of the desert with people frozen inside it, and the water that comes off it is vital to the Fremen. Yummy! Yeah, I don't get it either, but long story short, the sand people decide to burn Yor alive. It's nothing personal, so Yor just kills everyone. Well, what else is he gonna do? He is the man, after all. Now tell me this isn't cool. Yor picks up a flaming anachronistic longsword and starts killing sand mummies with it, and then he meets their leader. Come on, move! I have come to toast your marshmallows. Oh, and he underhands it. If I may borrow the expression, pooned! And no, I have no idea why the cave collapses, but suffice to say, that's the 3rd culture that Yor has completely wiped out. This guy is a walking humanoid typhoon. Of course, now Yor has 2 lovely ladies smitten with him, and you can just tell Kala wants to claw the bitch's eyes out. There's no way she's a natural blonde. My favorite part of all this is how Pac doesn't really see a problem.
I'll go look for them. The meat is burning.
It's your jealousy that's burning. Among our people, a man can have many wives. So why can't you have 2?
What? Makes sense to me.
Now let's see if Kala takes caveman Dr. Phil's advice here.
One of us must die.
Oh, nope, cat fight! I told you this movie was great! Oh, god damn it! Boo! I thought those guys were dead! Okay, well, Yor kills them again, but not before they mortally wound Blondie. Then you fast forward a bit, and Yor saves a bunch of children from being eaten by a giant lizard. Oh, man, it's starting to feel like this movie is starting over, doesn't it? Well, during the course of the fight, Yor loses his axe, but Pac makes the save by shooting it in the eyeball. In gratitude, the children offer to lead Yor back to their village, and you know this can't end well. The grateful village chief thanks Yor and offers him a reward.
Tarita's life now belongs to you. She will be your mate.
Wow.
Take me with you, stranger.
Oh my God, that's not fair. Shouldn't Pac take the credit for that one? He did shoot the lizard in the eye and save Yor's ass. Oh well. To celebrate, they have a feast and the village explodes. Yes, I'm serious. Spaceships attack and fry the whole village to the ground with their lasers. Although the movie is too low budget to actually show spaceships, you hear all sorts of whooshing and stuff, so it's probably spaceships. They're kind of implied.
We will need a lot more hemp before we're through.
And yeah, that's the big shocker of the movie, is that spaceships and lasers exist. That this is not a prehistoric world, but actually a post-historic, post-apocalyptic world that's been blasted with nuclear weapons and is crawling with mutants and dinosaurs. Although, I'm pretty sure that you would have been clever enough to figure this out if you did something like, I don't know, looked at the box?
Look carefully for the hidden clue in the title. It's called Yor, the Hunter from the Future! And the cover of the box features him standing on a spire of rock, roaring a challenge at a group of flying saucers, armed only with a hand axe. It kind of reminds me when Planet of the Apes got re-released, and the biggest thing on the cover was the shadow of the Statue of Liberty. Way to ruin the surprise, guys. Well, Yor and the gang decide to sail across the sea where the spaceships come from because, and they decide to take the chief's old boat. But shortly after they start their voyage, the weather started getting rough, and it turns out that boats made of wicker don't float for shit. Big shocker. Yor gets thrown overboard, but the guy's basically indestructible, so he washes up on the island completely unscathed. And suddenly this becomes a very, very different movie. He runs into a bunch of robots who kind of look like Darth Vader fucked Hello Kitty, who might be scary if you couldn't just bash their fucking heads off with a rock. Oh! The island is ruled by a leathery guy in a cloak called Overlord.
I want them both captured and brought here. Alive.
What did you call him? The Overlord? Who's that?
He commands all of us, and his main intent is unquestionably to do evil.
But he seemed like such a nice guy during the election.
Eventually, I may conquer the world.
What world? It's bombed to shit!
All barbarian.
You'll command a world of puppets. Is that your goal in life?
Yes.
It's good to have dreams, I guess.
I'm the giver of death. But also of life.
But how does Yor factor into all this?
You are to be the forefather of a new race, together with Carla, this genetically perfect woman, as your mate. As I said, I am experimenting with a new type of android, which requires the seed of specimen like yourself to produce a new race, superior to these rather slow-witted models.
Ew, the androids need your seed? What kind of sick-ass future is this? So let me see if I can get this plan straight. Overlord wants to rule the world by killing everybody, but first he needs to replace his crappy, slow-moving, shambling robots with slower, uglier, more expensive shambling robots that wear collars that prevent them from seeing anything. And this whole plan hinges on getting a caveman to jerk off into a plastic cup.
We will need a lot more hemp before we're through.
Dude, you've got long-range military aircraft and laser weaponry. I think the cavemen will fucking surrender!
So yeah, it turns out the futuristic genocidal maniacs who strafe helpless villagers with their starfighters are a giant bunch of douchebags. Huh. Why did Yor even bother to come down here in the first place? Why would Overlord ever need a maze of mirrors? And trust me, nothing happens in this room. They just wander around it a little bit, then they get out. I just don't know why you'd bother ripping off a Bruce Lee movie if you're not going to actually rip off the Bruce Lee movie.
We will need a lot more hemp before we're through.
Pack and Jala start organizing a resistance to the Overlord, and together they start a revolution in order to rescue Yor. And that's when all hell breaks loose in this movie, although it does lead to one very historic event that I don't think has ever been recorded until Battlefield Earth. Yep, cavemen with laser rifles! Check it out, all of a sudden it looks like these guys really are running around the set to Space Mutiny. I was just kidding about that before, but look at it. Doesn't it look like these Darth Vader robots just aren't really trying? I mean, the way they move, it's like they just woke up or something. Check out how disinterested Pac looks as he shoots all these robots. Zap, guess. As they run, they decide to plant a bomb on the island's fusion reactor to cover their escape. But as he does this, Yor finds himself trapped on the other side of a chasm. God, where's a dead-stiff 4-foot bat to hang glide with when you need one? Hey, but wait, looks like Pac has a plan. Oh, could it be? Could it be? Yes! Luckily, the old sweaty fat caveman is a part-time trapeze artist. Oh, and he can also morph everyone into a plastic action figure, too. Go, Joe!
We will need a lot more hemp before we're through.
Anyway, Yor tracks down the Overlord, finally, who tells him to talk to the hand. So, Yor just impales him with an inanimate carbon rod. Yeah, that magic hand thing was really impressive trick, but you know what might have worked better, though? I don't know, maybe shooting him? So it goes on like this for about 20 minutes, lots of robots getting shot, lots of Billy Idols getting shot, and in the end, Yor escapes on a spaceship as the island explodes behind him, destroying the 5th civilization of the movie.
Yor returns to the primitive tribes on the mainland. He is determined to use his superior knowledge to prevent them making the same mistakes as their forefathers. Will he succeed?
Yeah, I'm sure all those purple cave apes and dinosaurs are going to listen to his advanced knowledge. Wait, what? What advanced knowledge?
We will need a lot more hemp before we're through.
Way ahead of you, partner.